I got way too much sauce with this. I put work and I'm a boss with this. I got game, I'm running off with this. Odell Beckham, boss with this. I got broad booty sauce as shit. Loud packs make me cough with this. Real G's don't talk for shit.
They say the third time's a charm.
I got way too much sauce with this. I put work and I'm a boss
Motivated,
with this. I got game, I'm running off
dedicated,
with this. Odell Beckham,
sophisticated, connected. Young Walt, what up? H-Town, Sauce Walker. Whoa, parlay.
Yo, welcome back. This is another episode 4.
Yes.
Sippin and Trippin. Before we get on, I'm going to go ahead and say sorry for everybody that was waiting on last week's episode. It was because of me. You got to understand I'm old, and I needed some time. I was a little bit under the weather. I'm almost 30. And I was a little bit under the weather. 80s, baby. I was born in the 80s. But I am your co-host, Miguel. I'm almost 30, Turley.
I'm the other co-host, man. Your boy D White, aka Flight. And today, we got ourselves a guest.
Special guest.
Got ourselves a legend.
Legend himself.
In the group of 215, he's called the Bearded Legend.
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? The nightmare for all defensive opponents who go up one-on-one against this man right here.
Especially me.
We got the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes.
Daniel, D-Ray, a.k.a. Mello, a.k.a. 3-level scorer, a.k.a. mid-range assassin, a.k.a. limitless range, a.k.a. range extender.
Can you get off 2K, please?
Daniel Randolph, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate
Glad
you.
to be here. Glad to be here.
Appreciate you for joining us, man.
So like we always do, it's not sipping and tripping without a little sipping. So we got
toast.
some Amsterdam apple
You know,
in this mug.
And you know me, your boy, he got this little crap. You know what I'm talking about? You know I ain't gonna
Go ahead, dap everybody in the facility.
Come on, Joe. Get yours, Joe. All right.
That's good, boy.
Oh, spicy. I don't know the last time.
In the trunk?
Gotta be.
That motherfucker was hot. I don't know the last time I had vodka. Ooh, all right. Well, we got that out the way.
Yes. Okay. I'm sipping on a little screwdriver today. What you got over there, Devin? Put some hair on your chest. There you go.
Sipping on a little ground peach and peach Sprite, courtesy of Sonic.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think I got her on my toes now.
It was already there.
On your toe.
Oh, all right. Well,
But you sipping on chocolate thunder.
Some black raspberry with a little bit of apple Amsterdam in there.
Okay.
Trying to get that to run through your system.
Okay. Well, today's episode, we're going to keep it on a deep. I mean, we got a great response from a 2 week ago video. And today we're going to talk about the absence of a father. So, the absence of a father. I think we all had at least some point in time with an absence of a father, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, mine's still gone too.
Mine is truancy at this point.
I think he Facebooked me the other day.
Facebook.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
He hit you up. Did he Facebook
I mean, the
call
same
you?
name as I remember his name.
No, bro.
You know.
Yeah, man. I can't tell you.
Started off, Devin.
Still.
Chocolate drop.
So, let's see. So first off, my pops was not in my life at all. But around, I want to say 8, maybe 9, is when I asked my mom. Like, I was real curious, like, you know, where is he at? Like, why is he not around? So she found a way doing superpower stuff. I don't know how she found him, but she did. She got in touch with him, said that I wanted to meet him, and we met at a Dave & Buster's, which was my spot. Like, my grandpa used to take me there all the time. So we met there. So I was excited, geeked up all week. And the first thing he says when I walk in Dave & Buster's and see him, he tells me, So you wanted to meet your pops, huh? Like, what? Like, who said, like, duh? Like, of course I wanted to meet you, bro. Like, 9 years, bro.
That's not funny.
It's funny, bro. It's funny now that I look at it. Back then, I was like, what? But, I mean, even to this day, I'm like, what? But it's definitely funny. Like, don't get me wrong. It's definitely funny. Like, funny. You wanted to meet your pops. Yeah. If I had the Jamaican accent, too, I'll be able to do it.
I am he.
But so after that, I was already thrown off by it. Then we played pool, and he smacked me like 4 games straight. He smacked me in pool.
Oh,
in pool.
That's a bad first impression.
It was. He didn't even try to let me win.
You supposed to?
Yeah, I know, right? But I mean, he's supposed to be a father too, but obviously he don't know what he's supposed to do. So, but wow. I was mad at that. So after that, I just looked at my mom. I was like, yeah, I'm done talking to him. And then I just went and played. And after that, I ain't hear from him until one random night. Like while I was in Houston for the summer after my freshman year. I get a call from a random number. And so I answer, which I usually don't, but something told me to. And I answer, I'm like, hello. It's like, what's going on, Devin? I'm like, yo, who is this? It's like, it's your dad. I was like, man, quit playing. Like, who is this? Like, I'm serious. It's your dad.
He should have said it's pops.
Like, bro, nah. Nah. Either way, I was thrown off. I don't even know how he got my number. What the case may be. He had saw like an old clip, a high school ball. He saw me, and he wanted to reach out or something. The conversation didn't last long. I just hung up in his face. Like, I was hella pissed off that he reached out to me after all of this time. And even when he got a wife and 3 kids too. So that pissed me off even more that, you couldn't stay and be a family with us, but you decided to go and have another family of your own and not have 1, not 2, but have 3 kids. Mm. And don't even try to reach out after the first time I ever met you. So that's my experience with him. I ain't gonna say he dead to me, but because I don't wish anything on any human being. I don't wish nothing bad, but I can care less if he try to reach out. Like he can do his thing, and we continue to do ours.
Definitely understandable. I see where you're coming from on that. He hasn't reached out since then.
No. He better not either. I don't want to talk to him at all. I don't have the desire to. No, I wish him and his family the best, but I don't have the desire to talk to him at all.
Okay.
You feel me? So,
well, I could tell about my first experiences with for everybody that don't know, Michael Anthony. If y'all Michael Anthony. That for 17 years of my life, I didn't even think about a dad. Like, I had a stepdad. I mean, I always knew he was my stepdad, but I never, like you said, your mom had superpowers. That was like my mom was. She loved me enough for the both of them. And so I never had the need or want for him. But she was also the type of person that she reached out to people. She wanted relationships to work. And so when I was turned 17, around the time I was turned 17, he started not emailing me. And I guess he got it from my mom, started emailing me, and we started talking through that. I mean, he has a wife and 2 other kids as well, so I know what you're feeling on that. And before I continue on, I have no problems with him whatsoever. I had to give up any type of grudges I had or any negative memories of people I had to get over the depression I had, like we spoke about in the last episode. But he started hitting me up, and it was weird because I never spoke to this dude before, but we were just having decent conversations on email every once in a while. This is before email came to the phone, so I had to log in every time. I had a Hotmail.
I still got Hotmail.
But then around I want to say November when I was 17, right before I turned 18, the communication just stopped, and I just let it go. And then it's crazy. I mean, if y'all don't know, we all basically met because we were black and we played basketball. Yeah. I mean, if we being honestly and just being real. And then after my senior year, We went to state that year. Y'all already know that. I told this story like 100,000 times. But we went to state.
100,001.
And then, did you not record the video?
No, it was recording. It just stopped.
Oh, well. We can put it together. Okay.
Yeah, mine was pretty much similar, man. I think he was in my life for like 5 years or something. I don't remember. I was little.
You were little?
Anyways. So I'm 17 years old, graduating high school. Signed with Wichita State. You know, summertime, I'm just hanging with the family. Next thing I know, my mom's like, "You want to meet your dad?" It's like, not really. I mean, I never asked for him, never really cared. It was just whatever, because my grandpa was pretty much the father figure in my life, you know what I mean? So I really didn't care. But for her, I went ahead and did it anyways, because she kept asking me. So I did it. Met him at one of his family barbecues or whatever. They all was like, "Oh yeah, we know who you are. We've been seeing you. We watched you play basketball. We know we've seen you walking down the street." I'm like, "So you see me, but you don't ever say anything." That's 4 years.
That's whack, dog.
Look,
that's
4 years. Freshman to my senior year, they say, "Yeah, we know. We seen you play freshman ball. We seen you move up to JV. Then we seen you go varsity. We seen your first varsity game. So you all seen me do this, but you didn't say it."
They was probably at the games.
Oh, no, they was at the games. I mean, I didn't know. I've never paid attention. But, you know, they was all there. My dad, he said he went to a few games. I didn't know about it. But, so that happened. So I was just like, my mom was just going crazy. I'm like, 4 years, you know you got a son out there balling. You don't want to say,
you want nothing to do with it.
You have to make sure
crazy.
you were good first.
Probably.
Can't claim no sorry. Can't claim no sorry ass kid.
I ain't about to waste my time.
Sorry ass kid of mine.
You would have disowned me.
Okay.
Well, here you go.
So yeah, he talked. I listened. Really wasn't. I mean, I didn't really want to talk, man. To be honest, 'cause I was like, you suck, man. Like real talk. Like you just.
Is he in Oklahoma City or like Oklahoma?
No, right now he lives in Mississippi.
Oh, he lives
So if I'm not if I'm not mistaken, I heard
you stole the whole thing.
So if I'm not mistaken, I think you told us before, Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Oh, he was, man.
Wherever
Let me go ahead and,
was his home. He was a road. Okay.
Yeah, we got, I got like, I think it's like 11 now that I figured out. 11 brothers and sisters.
Have mercy.
Man. One of them, the crazy thing is, one of them, I played basketball against in high school. I had no idea until 2 years ago. I had like 3 people actually hit me up on Facebook saying, I'm your brother, I'm your sister, you want to meet up, blah, blah, blah. So I met one of the brothers. He's like, yeah, I went to PCO, and we hooped against each other. But I mean, I'm like, oh, right? So I got a brother, that's a week apart. We a week apart.
Wow.
That's deep.
That's really
That's
we're a week apart. Then I got.
Did you bust his ass at least?
Oh, bro, I bust everybody.
Okay. Well, that's a dumb question.
Yeah, come on now, man. Come on, bro.
Everybody the blues.
That's
the
blues.
But yeah, I got like 2-3 sisters in California. He got 2 daughters that live with him in Mississippi. Crooked letter. He got a few of them in Indiana.
Indiana.
Yeah, bro.
Was he a truck driver or something? How did he get it right?
I don't know. Right now,
He's
I know he owns some construction floor company, something. I don't really know, bro. But yeah, they all over, man. They all over the United States of America.
You about to say Republic? So I think the question got to be brought up is that why in the African American community do kids grow up without their father? Like, it seems like you only hear about that within our community.
That's true, because a lot of my friends in high school, well, a lot of the Hispanic ones,
yeah,
their dads is around.
That's same.
I actually knew it different.
Parents was around.
I knew where when I went to Southwest, there was a lot of black parents around. My best friend in high school, Jared, his dad was around. He was mean. He was around, but I actually know a lot of black fathers that were there. Not a lot, but a lot of people that I actually associated with. It was just not mine. I don't know what the reason was for him and my mom to split up. Like I said, I never asked her. I never had the desire to know why they didn't work out. After
Even if not just working out, like it's your seed, like it's your
well, you ain't got to be together,
you ain't got to be together, but you got to take care of your.
After, I was born in Tacoma Park, Maryland, and then we moved to Detroit. I don't know if that has something to do with it or not, but it was.
Because growing up, in high school, there's a lot of people that had their pops, and there's also a lot of people that didn't. Some of the people that had their pops, their mom and pop wasn't together, but their pops were still involved. Yeah. Some of them they were still together, and then others, same situation as me, they never met them.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy that it's like you see that mainly in our community. It's what would be the mindset? Like, why is that? Like, it's like running away from responsibility. Like, why would one do that? You get in bed to make a life, but then you abandon it as soon as you find out that a life is coming.
It could just be the easy way out. I mean, this is definitely a question that it's a possible question that if I ever met him face to face, I would ask him, like, what was the reason? Because I'm at a point in my life where I can have a cordial conversation with him, hear the negative, and and take that and it is what it is, because I don't have, like I said, I have no ill feelings towards anybody that's on this earth, not even him. So if he came back, I wouldn't recognize him if we walked past each other, but I would have a conversation with him and we would be good. So, not great. I mean, I wouldn't sit there and just, let me get a father now. I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
My stepfather's been around since I was 3. And so, I mean, like I said, I always knew the difference. I always knew that I had a stepfather. It wasn't like, he was my real dad, but I never wanted for a father in my life. Like, not even the stepfather I had. I was grateful that he was there, but I wasn't just like, I need to do this with my dad or something like that. So,
I feel it. I mean,
how do you think? What did you miss out from not having a father? Like, as growing up, probably from 0 to 15.
0.
From out the vagina to 15. How did you fresh out?
I was living that shape.
Y'all didn't?
Shape.
I learned so much in the 80s fresh out.
Bro, you was in the 80s for 4 days.
Nope, I was 26th. Boy,
5.
give me my extra day.
5 days.
What time was you born?
Yeah.
8:34 in the morning.
So 5 days.
I just looked at my birth certificate yesterday. I had to get my passport.
You was in the 80s for 5 days, though.
I learned so much in that 5 days.
What did you learn?
I learned the music, the culture.
The music and the culture.
The shows. Everything. Everything.
Bro, I'm tired of hearing this.
Anywho.
What was your question again? I'm tired of hearing this shit.
What did you think you missed out on, or how do you think your life would have been different if he was just around from out the vagina to 15?
Shit.
I'll be fixing stuff around the crib.
Bro, I'm saying, anything.
Anything handy.
Yeah, anything handy.
I don't, because it took me a long time to figure out how to, change a tire.
Same. Matter of fact, I learned how to change my tire because of D-Ray. So, when I remember I had the 05 Impala, that silver joint.
Yeah.
I had that bug. It was sitting outside of the student center on flat, and I was like, "Damn!" I never changed the tire, so I had D-Ray. I was like, "Hey, bro, I need help. I ain't never changed the tire." Which, first off, as a man, that just sucks to say, bro. Obviously, because you have gaps. You have gaps in your knowledge especially when you don't grow up without your father. Because that's usually a man thing. That's what the man teaches. And my grandfather, he was that father figure. But my grandfather worked so much to make sure that I was doing good. To make sure that not just me, but his daughters had everything that he was barely around. He wasn't around until like my junior year of high school, because that's when he started. Like I started working out like with him, like private workouts, and he got me to where I'm at now. But before that, he was working 17, 18-hour days, and then when he was off, he would sleep. So stuff like that, like changing tires, I learned that from D-Ray. Like never mowed a lawn because once again, nobody to teach me, and since nobody was there to teach me, they just hired somebody to do it. It took. I had to figure out what's the difference between a Phillips and a flathead back when I was young.
Oh, that was tough, boy.
Like, bro, like it's stuff. Like even when it comes to cars, bro, like working at a car dealership and people be talking about cars, this and that and the other, I just be like, man, shit.
I don't know anything.
I don't know nothing except I like the interior of this car. Like that's what the, you know what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that.
It's like that. So
but, yeah, bro. Like it's
good, and that's all I know.
Yeah, anything that involves something that a man is supposed to teach their son, I feel like, you know, that's a big thing. Also, sports. Like he may not have been good, but he probably give you that different mentality, like from a man's point of view. You know, my mom was she played. She was a tomboy. She played everything. So I'm thankful that she had that mentality that I needed to play sports. But if she didn't, then like I said, my grandpa was working 17, 18-hour days. So I would have caught the mentality late. So it's stuff like that for me. I mean, and still, but one thing I will say he did teach me is to not run away from responsibilities. Because even though I don't probably say 23, maybe they were 23, maybe 24, maybe 25, but still, like seeing you doing what you did and running away from your responsibility. And my mom never told me how she felt about that, nor do I want to ask, because it don't matter. Because she raised me to where I am now, and here I am, 29 years old, doing well for myself. So she did well, and obviously it takes a village. But obviously most of the credit goes to her. So he did teach me how to not run on my responsibilities, because seeing him run on responsibilities and go do other stuff, like I felt like that's just whack. That's weak. That's weak for a man to do, I feel like. So that's the only thing I did learn from him. But everything else, like the little things, like growing up, what you see on TVs, father and son playing catch, like all of that stuff. One-on-ones, everything, man.
Teaching you how to check your oil.
Man, I mean,
everything.
If it make you feel any better, I didn't know how to change a tire until like 2017 when I watched the dude. I called AAA
and watched the dude.
He said the dude up. I was like, this is actually pretty easy. But man, like I said, even with basketball, I was a late bloomer when it came to basketball. That's why I'm not as good as y'all. I'm gonna just be real. So I was a late bloomer. When I moved to Texas, I started playing for a church team, but I didn't. My brother is a bunch of stop.
Sorry, my bad, bro. You was talking that. Never mind.
My brother is a lot older than me. I don't know his exact age. My sister's older than me, but so he couldn't teach me. So basically, I decided I like to play basketball, and I got out there. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have nobody, no coaches, no nothing. I just was like, I'm going to start playing basketball, I'm going to go. And so that's where I got that from. I felt like I missed out on a lot, but not a lot. Because I didn't want for anything. My stepdad taught me how to golf. And we was out there golfing a lot of time. He loves golfing. And so one day he asked me to go out there. Huh?
To the Tiger Woods.
Probably.
Your stepdaddy Tiger Woods?
Nah. My stepdad is not Tiger Woods.
I'm about to say, because we low-key probably related.
If my stepdad was Tiger Woods, I promise you I wouldn't be sitting right here next to y'all right now.
You right.
You right. You definitely right.
I'll be real.
Definitely right.
Scandals. But go ahead.
You
Ray
right there next to him.
brought me my golf clubs, but
My fault. My fault. Continue.
But yeah, I don't. There's nothing for like basketball or one thing that I wish that I had from them, because I wish that I would have learned how to treat a woman good, not from a woman. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's another thing
like
too.
My mom was the one that taught me, hold this door. Do this and do that. And even to this day, I still do this to older women or any women that I see walking out, or I say yes ma'am or no ma'am. Like I had to learn how to be a man from a woman. And that's the only reason, like the only thing that I actually wanted I would have liked from him. I mean, it would have been nice.
Yeah.
To not learn that from a woman, just get a different perspective.
Ain't that just like think about like when it come down like you getting older and you gotta have that talk.
Yeah,
that's just awkward, bro.
I avoided that talk.
My mama G though. My mom, she didn't even like give me the birds and the bees talk. She literally was like, "Listen, son, all you need to know is don't stick your fishing pole in a dirty pond."
My grandpa said that.
Bro, like,
how many dirty ponds y'all been in?
None.
Okay.
I learned. She just made sure.
No murky.
She just made sure. She told me that. She said, "Stay protected. Keep pushing." Like but that's awkward hearing it from my mom. I don't want to hear that from my mom.
Yeah, I don't know if any guy does, but I remember I was in the car. Like, we was in motion. My mom was going 45 miles. I remember I looked at the speedometer. And she asked me, she was like, you out there having sex? Like, she didn't sit there and say, you out there doing that? She like, you having sex? And I'm like, Mom, come on. Come on, man. Get out. Come on. That's it, Mommy. And I think I beat around the bush enough to get off the conversation and change the subject. No lie. I came back to my room. It was 35 Durex condoms.
Durex? Oh my God.
She didn't have that much confidence in me. She didn't have much confidence in my game at that time. So it was like 35 Durex condoms on my bed. It was the most awkward.
She probably was trying to tell you something, bro. She probably said, she tried to tell you, like, look, scrap up, but, you know, I want a grand baby, too.
Mine was going wrong. I was like, got hoes posted in it. It was Durex condom.
It's just regular, no.
I think 34 went to waste. They expired.
You have like in a bag.
They came in a little pouch.
A pouch.
It was like a little leather pouch. I was like, "Ooh, I got some goodies." These aren't Twix.
Twix. It's a leather pouch. Wait. I think the better question is, hold on, man. We gotta switch gears. Why would? So you mean to tell me anytime you saw a leather pouch,
you thought it was Twix?
You thought it was
I thought it was sweets. My grandmother loved sweets, so I was like, oh my God, sweets. And I was like, let's go.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Durex. They were like the small, too.
Oh.
I told you she had no faith in my game. Come on, bro. She must be telling me something about Michael. Ew.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Anywho,
this dude Miguel funny, bro.
I just wish that I had a man to teach me how to be a man when it came to women.
Yeah, bro, I feel you, bro. I feel you.
And I wish I didn't have to have that talk with my mom and have 35 random condoms on my bed.
Oh man,
I didn't have those condoms.
You didn't have the condoms? What did you wish that you had growing up from a father point of view?
Probably sports. Like White said, the birds and the bee talk.
That's a rough talk.
That is a rough. I imagine that to be a rough talk for them. For them,
yeah. But
like for us though,
not for my mom. My mom is the most social person. She told y'all that they came down here one month and they told y'all, yeah, we smoke weed one time.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this. You told everybody. This is not a conversation that we have. This is way back in the gap. But yeah, she's a very social person. That's why I say, Mom, I think I'm adopted because I'm not as social as her. in type of situations.
Is Michael a social person?
I don't know this nigga. Damn it.
Your mom told you everything else?
We ain't I don't talk about him.
Oh, okay.
I keep the conversation
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe she'll tell me that he got a little pin. Maybe that's why I got the Durex instead of the Magnums.
All right, bro. So sports,
like cars, because I don't know anything about cars until changing the tire, and my grandpa taught me how to check the
AM.
I'm sorry. He taught me how to check the oils and stuff, but that's probably cars. It's probably a big thing.
I think it's. I guess, like for better terms, sad that my girl know more about cars than me.
Mine don't.
But she's fascinated. Wait a minute. I'm about to sock you, bro.
What did I do?
I promise you I'm gonna sock you, dog.
What did I do?
You know what you did, bro.
I just agree with y'all.
No, mine don't.
My girl.
So hold on. So you trying to tell us something?
You got a girl?
You got a girl in
cars?
I'm single.
Oh.
I didn't lie.
I had something else I was gonna say. All right.
I did too, but I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna
do that.
I ain't gonna BS right now.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw it out there because I was thinking like she really know a lot about cars and I know. Diddly squat. That's crazy.
I know about cars.
Pops, if you're listening, I wish you would have been there. But you didn't, so.
I don't got a message.
At least for about 6 years, bro.
That's it. You could have left after I was 6.
At least y'all got to see him.
I don't remember seeing. Oh, I did.
You see him?
I saw him.
I would love to lose that pool. I'd have loved.
I feel you. I hate it.
You
would. All right, it's cool. Like you wish you would have been able to have that experience, but when you actually playing and losing, bro, that shit is frustrating. And I already don't like to lose. Like he was whooping my ass, bro. No. He didn't just beat me, bro. He whooped my ass, like 7-balled me.
That's saying more about yourself.
Nah, bro. I didn't. He broke. Like, what I'm doing? He's hitting shit off the break.
What you wanted? You wanted him to come in and
man, I want you to come in and do what you're supposed to do. You ain't never met me. You supposed to let me win one day.
Like Uncle Phil before he pulled out Lucille.
Yes, that's what I wanted. Then you do that, be like, damn. So I could be like, hey. So then now, for a young kid ego, I'll be like, man, I just beat the best pool player in the world, my dad. Come on, man.
I feel you.
You don't feel me. You don't feel me, man.
I feel you.
I didn't know what else to say to that because I'm just over there chuckling.
You don't feel me, bro.
I feel what you
don't
saying.
Feel me, man.
But
I'm still traumatized. That's why I don't barely play pool now.
If we talking about traumatized.
Now it comes out. Now we know why you don't play pool.
That's what I'm saying. Now I know why you ain't beat me in pool since 08.
Come on, bro. I beat you. We played pool all through college.
My fault. I may hit the 8-ball in early.
Bro, hell no. Don't sit here and try to say that I was trash at pool. You was alright.
I mean, you wasn't dumpster.
But hell no.
You may have been Ben, but
hell no.
But if we talk about
a bin, you better give me a household trash can at least, nigga. I'm in a nice ass house.
What you want to be, Devin?
Well, I was better than you, so.
Okay.
Hey, it's fine. I'm better than you.
Like I said, that traumatized. We talk about traumatizations. I said that correctly. Traumatizations. What traumatized me about my father was after the time he texted me, we stopped talking again, that was like in April when he sat there and he texted me like, "Hey, you're good at basketball. I want to be your friend." And it sat there. I think I like ignored him or something because I had bad anger issues back then. He sat there. We didn't talk after that. And then in the summer, I was like, let me just check and see is he still alive. And so I had 2 numbers for him, but my mom had them. And I called. I think his house number. And I said, "Hey, can I speak to Michael?" It's Michael on the phone. He was like, "You had the wrong number." Oh, shit, okay. So I hang up. And I call the cell number, the same voice. I said, "Hey, can I speak to Michael?" He said, "Yep." Like, "This Michael?" He's like, "Yep." Like, how you doing? He's like, I'm good. I was like, I was just calling to check on you. Okay. Now,
did he know it was you?
He knew it was me. I explained. I was like, yeah, this is Miguel. This, da, da, da. I was just going over his part. And that was it. And then he the first time I called on the house number, he said, hey, I was like, can I speak to Michael? He was like, oh, you got the wrong number. And I called on his cell phone number. Same guy picked up. And he went through that kind of, yep. I was like, kid, how are you doing? He's like, I'm good. And that was it. I was like, I sat there and I hung. I was like, okay, well, bye. He's all right. And then hung up.
Okay, well, bye.
And that was the thing. That was the last time we spoke, but that hit me the hardest because he really picked up the phone. And I know he had issues. His wife had issues with him interacting with me.
But wait. Why? I'm not saying that you know. Maybe you do, but I'm not saying that you do know because you said you don't care to really know about that. But why would she have a problem? Like, she ain't never met you, has she?
I think it was more so with, like, females have a problem with, like, if I got in a relationship and I was talking to my ex and I was cool with my ex, another female would be like, why are you still talking to your ex? Why are you friends with her? And I think that's what it is. Like, she was sitting there and, like, why would you talk to, like, if you talking to the son, you know you talking to
6 degrees separation type shit.
Yeah, like, okay. Why are you talking, you trying to get back with his mom or something like that.
That's whack.
And so he was sneaking around and he told me I had the wrong number. And so then when I called it, and that hurt me to the soul to hear his voice on there. And then if he didn't pick up from the cell phone,
you'd have been fine.
I would have probably been fine. But he picked up from the cell phone, and when he picked up, I had anger issues, and I was already getting angry. And I was just trying to figure out how he was doing. But he sat there and gave me like one-word responses. And that just pissed me off. And then I was just crying. And then I went to my mom, and she's actually had conversations with him. And I was like, he told me I got the wrong number, and I'm just crying. And she was like, I'm about to call him. And I was like, delete his number, delete everything you have of him. I don't ever want to talk to him ever again. Yeah. She's like, I'm about to call, like, don't, and I may have cussed. I was like, don't do that ever, don't call him. I don't want nothing to do with him. And then she just said, okay. And that was the last time I ever talked to him. But that really traumatized. To hear him pick up the phone and tell me I got the wrong number really did traumatize me for so long. And I held a grudge against him. That was like in 2008 because I graduated high school. That was the summer going to college before I met y'all.
That's some real trauma right there, man. I feel like shit.
Yeah, I
was just salty.
Nah, that was tough.
No,
I came to, I'm not gonna say the college name, but I came to meet y'all at college, and I was traumatized. I was hurt.
Look, bro, 99.9% of the people listening know where we went, so you can throw that out there. Well, I'd rather not. Well, it don't matter. Everybody know my situation.
When we went to college and I met y'all, I was traumatized and hurt at that point. I was just hiding it, but that was one of the reasons why. Is because he picked up the phone and told me I had the wrong number.
He whack anyway. Yeah.
So we talking about. But I'm over it.
Mom said he said, "Yeah, we go. Let me get your number and I'm gonna call you." And I was like,
"You fell for that?"
Man, that's a black person. That's a whole.
Let me hit you back.
I'm gonna call you back, bro. I'm washing the refrigerator.
I gotta tie my jacket.
I'm like, okay, here. I gave him the number. I wasn't planning on him calling. He never called. I wasn't planning on it. I just did it because my mom was there. Then I was like, nah, nigga, you. But I didn't want to. So, Mom's was there. I was like, just be nice. There you go. Call me when you get a chance, buddy.
Bud?
Were you sitting there waiting by the phone?
Hell the fuck no. Waiting by the phone.
Did you ever, and this might be a stupid question, but did you ever, like, have that, like, Will Smith moment?
Oh, I was punching the air?
No.
Oh, that's a...
You talking about...
Why don't you want me? Yeah, man. You talking about,
what's the name?
Minister Society or something?
Yeah. Will wasn't
I'm lit! Okay. All right. Let me get, hold on, man. Disclaimer. We 40 minutes in, or 41 minutes in, and y'all couldn't tell. We leading this hoe.
It's the sipping part of sipping and
tripping in this hoe.
No, I never had that moment.
But if to answer your question, that was my moment to sit there and go to my mom and sit there and like I didn't sit there and ask why didn't he want me. I was just done at that point, and because I wanted to cuss him out, but it's like I'm trying to respect my other. I didn't do well at that, but I wanted to cuss him out, but I was just like, just delete his number. Like, I don't ever want to talk to him again. And she ain't bring him back up since then, and that was 2008. And so I've never seen this man. Like I said, if you walk past me on the street, I wouldn't know what he looked like.
I honestly wouldn't know what mine looked like either.
But that was
I remember him just being a tall, skinny.
Was he chocolate like you?
No, it wasn't chocolate. I get the chocolate just from my mom.
Okay.
Mine was chocolate.
My mom was chocolate.
I get the chocolate.
Mine was NA. Not accessible. What is it called? Not accessible. It's unknown. I don't know. Eat chocolate.
Unknown.
Because my mom is light bright. My grandma is light bright. My aunt light bright. So
He might be.
He got to
he
be.
may be a cocoa pebble. Is that a cocoa pebble?
Pebble.
Is it a cocoa puff? I'm lit.
No, but mine actually hit me up on Facebook though. There was where are we in 19? So 2017.
Oh.
I better not ever see.
Facebook.
Y'all play some iPhone games and shit?
No.
Oh, okay.
You sure you gonna play in the pool?
No. I just seen the message. I just seen the name. I seen the name, bro, and I was like,
That he carried his dad wasn't there for all the views. Man, he lost that pool when they met.
Man, I can at least hang that over his head. Like, I'll beat you in the pool. How? Shut up. I can't do all that. Like, just
he tried to have a Jesus Sutterworth moment. You wanted to beat him at basketball or
Hell
something? You should have took him to the court.
Well, he didn't want them problems, bro. He didn't want them problems. He could tell he ain't hoop.
I put that on my life. I'll be my dad at basketball right now.
No, same. What you say,
Right
bro?
now.
Like, bro.
Michael gave you that word.
Y'all ain't seen me dunk since what, 2012? I'm putting my nuts on his forehead.
That's gonna be the first time you dunked in some years.
I am sky into the rim.
Bro. Oh yeah, if he ever say he want to hoop, bro, it's a wrap, bro.
I feel you.
I'm killing him.
I feel you.
Like, bro, I'm killing him.
Man.
No matter what setting it is.
I'm bully balling all day.
All day. Like, ain't gonna be nothing on the perimeter. I'm going straight to the block.
What if he came back and said, let's play 2K?
I'm smacking him in that too.
What if he beat you again?
He ain't gonna beat me in these hands. I know that. He beat me in 2K. He ain't beat me in these hands.
Damn it, I know you got a sore loser.
Fuck that. I ain't a sore loser until they come in here. He beat me in 2K. He gonna have to catch these hands. I know for a fact I ain't losing to him.
I'll be there for the back door.
I'm gonna tell you. You ain't gotta worry about it. Ain't gonna be no back door. It's gonna be as soon as the buzzer go off in 2K, he getting sleeved. Get out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drag you out.
Oh.
Sliding, bro. Nah, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. I took that deeper way too. So everybody listening, y'all got some type of goal, but don't ever try to use that against me, bro.
I feel you. So sorry for my last question. Like, not even just about us, but where are absent fathers lacking? Like, in the community today, like, no matter if it's black kids or white kids, like, where do we need these fathers at? Do you think it's a need right now?
It's always
a need. Always a need. I feel like, especially if for both, really. It's kind of like, I look at it if there's a young lady out there that don't have that
got daddy issues. I ain't gonna.
Exactly. It's stupid, dog. A lot of these young ladies out here who may not have their father in their life, they need their father in their life.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Because obviously for stereotypical reasons.
Yep.
You know.
Stop breathing.
You wanted to die?
No, but you had to
stop heavy breathing.
I'm sorry.
Like, but it goes. But no, I feel like for both, for daughters that don't have these young ladies that don't have their father in their life, they need that father figure.
Yeah.
To see how a man is supposed to treat a woman, and then for the men out there, they need to see how a man is supposed to hold himself, especially in an African American man in today's society, how they should hold themselves, how they should make sure they walk with the utmost confidence, how they should make sure that they don't tolerate any slander on their name, any BS. Which I'm thankful for my grandfather and my uncles. Shout out to my grandfather, my uncle Henry, my uncle Troy. All three of them all played a major role as far as father figures in my life. And then, of course, shout out to my mother because she was a tomboy. So she was, the way she was talking to me was like I was talking to a man. Like she showed me tough love. It wasn't like low key, like she ain't never mouthed those words, but I felt like it was times where she was like it's been times where like I didn't piss her off and she wanted to cave my chest in. Matter of fact, I think she did. But that's when I was afraid. That was the day I was afraid of my mama. It's like, the whole whooping and everything and the bells, you gotta grow that and you get caved in your chest and it's a different story. And when your mama caved you in your chest, then you definitely scared.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
My mom stopped whooping me. I know it was like around like when I not 2000, but
2008.
No, it was like 1990, like 1999. Shut the fuck up. It was like around 1999. That was like when I got my last whooping. And then I moved to Texas, and then there was no whoopings, and I was like, man, I'm in the free. I'm good. And then I've never been in trouble. I grew up in Detroit. I didn't get in trouble at all. I moved to Texas my 7th grade year. I got suspended 3 times.
It's a Detroit shit. That's because in Detroit, they was used to it. That's why you never got in trouble.
No, I didn't even do things to get in trouble out there. Shut up. I didn't even do things to get in trouble out there. It's just that Texas is a different breed of people. They a different breed of people. You know it is.
We definitely a different breed.
They're different breed of people. But I got suspended 3 times my 7th grade year. My mom looked me dead in my soul, not even my eyes.
Your soul.
She said, if you get suspended one more time, I'll beat your ass.
Oh, shit.
I done got a degree. I ain't been to the dean's office. I ain't even been in trouble. I got one speeding ticket. I ain't been nowhere.
Bro, I ain't did nothing as an adult. That's how you know. To this day.
That wasn't because of me. What you thinking about that was because that way. I'm not gonna say the names. I was there voluntarily.
Oh, okay.
I was there for support for the other homies.
You was in the office.
I was in there. I could have walked out. I could have walked out.
It was multiple. There was multiple other 215 homies in there.
No, there was a lot of 215 homies in there, but I wasn't in trouble.
Because if I was there, that would have been. I would probably wouldn't be hooping no more.
Where you think you been working out?
No, I'm just fat.
Where you think?
I almost socked you in your damn jaw, bro.
Yeah. He almost socked you.
Where you think a black father or a father could like help today's society out right now? The fathers that are missing.
I'm thinking a lot of. Pretty much what he said is piggyback off of it. To have a male know how to treat females, any female, not just his lady, his mom, grandma, people who's in the streets, just random people opening doors for them, saying, ma'am and all that stuff, being kind, pretty much, and then, showing a guy kind of tough love a little bit, because some of the little kids now. Cause I'm in a teaching, so a lot of kids are soft, man. And you say one thing to them, they start crying. Mm-hmm. They don't know how to take any criticism, like at all. He's not even with sports. Like you can't do this. They get upset and run around, throw the ball at you.
Cause they've been babied by women. They
different, man. They just they real different. So. That's what I probably think.
That's one thing that I love about my mom. She never babied me.
Not
growing up in Detroit, one of the things one of the stereotypes I did fall under, I was fighting a lot. Yeah, and I would come back.
That's why your ass was suspended 3 times.
That had nothing to do with nothing.
Bro, dude.
I got into one fight in Texas.
One.
Yeah, 1.
3.
No, the other one came from me.
It don't add up.
Y'all was soft in Texas. I told the teacher to shut up. and they suspended me. And
I was suspended you too. You telling me to shut up? I'm a grown man.
A suspension?
Yep, in house.
No. I'm talking about I'm at home. I would take it any day instead of sitting at home with my mom.
Wait, bro. Hold on, dog. You out of line.
What?
Right. Dude.
In-house?
This nigga said he told the teacher to shut up.
Yeah.
That wasn't my teacher.
It don't matter.
No, it don't matter. It's a teacher.
He was yelling at me.
No, you told the teacher to shut up.
I would have suspended you for a week.
I got suspended, I think, for like 3 days or something like that. That was a ridiculous suspension.
Should have told the teacher to shut up.
I got suspended for, I'm going to be
That's
real.
right.
You told him to hush.
Because he was yelling at me. He was a special ed teacher. I brushed up against one of his pictures on the wall. And I didn't even see the picture. I was just walking down talking to somebody else. And he just started yelling at me. I was like, shut up. And then everybody started, oh, this was in Texas. They were like, oh. I'm like, wait, what? Because in Detroit, you say shut up. It's like, oh. Slap on the wrist. And he was like,
hold on, wait, bro. I got so many questions,
You
bro.
could shoot somebody in Detroit and they'd be like, slap on the wrist.
I didn't see my
Oh, no. Detroit may go around now. Chicago.
I didn't see my first gun that wasn't on the cop until I moved to Texas. And that was when the Katrina refugees, if that's what things call them,
No.
they brought one to class.
So the homies in New Orleans. Gotcha.
Okay.
I got so
But
many
some came
questions.
from Mississippi, too.
True. But I got so many questions.
What's the question, then?
Like, hold on. Like, in Detroit, y'all was telling teachers to shut up on the regular?
I went to did I understand? I went to a foreign language immersion culture studies school. I learned Japanese and English as my first language. I was at a private school.
EMC.
Flicks. Foreign language, immersion and cultural studies.
I thought you said emergency.
No, immersion.
My fault.
It was a private school, so I didn't sit there and have to go through that. All the problems I had in Detroit were at home. So when I got into a fight, I walked into the house and said, Mom, I got into a fight. And every single time,
you win?
she sat there and said, who got the first hit? I was like, that was me. She was like, did you win? I'm like, yeah. She was like, all right, take your ass to your room if I beat your ass too. That was the shit that she said. Like, she wasn't soft on she didn't comfort me on that.
That's another question. Why is it that I feel like it's mamas that say it the most? Why is it that if you get in a fight, you better have won?
I don't have
soft son getting that bud.
You still so they still mad, but the fact that they won, okay, I ain't no pump.
In Detroit, there was a fight that I lost. My mom had no clue about it. She may know now because she watched my last fight. I didn't.
Well, she definitely know now.
Every other fight, I got the upper hand.
She definitely know now. All right.
So when you come and visit, mama,
just know Miguel got whooped.
So as soon as you walk in the door. Two pieces
real quick and then say, hey, baby. It's your mama. She ain't have a killer 2 weeks.
It's been 22 years.
It don't matter.
You lost.
All right, mama. You ain't never. All right, mama. I know you gonna be listening to this. You don't ever have to worry about me getting in the fight. I do remember when you told me I better win though. But all right, no. I'm not catching a 2-piece from you.
She said, "Did you win?" I never understood why she asked me that. She's like, "Take your ass to your room while I beat your ass for fighting." Every single time. And so I had to, like, my mom never, she taught me that she loved me through different avenues, but she wasn't the type that sit there and if I fail or if I lost at a fight, she'd be like, oh, come here, baby. Come here, let me lay on my bosom.
She probably would. Right when you get there. Uppercut your ass.
No, that wasn't the type she was. So I learned how to be tough from living in Detroit, but also from her, but I do have to give a shout out to the stepdad because he was there. I mean, he's still there. He's been since I was 3. Yeah. And also to my grandfather who unfortunately passed away about, I want to say like 9 years ago. But it's my aunt, my grandmother who passed away, but also my mom, who is possibly the strongest person I do know. And huh?
So you need that village.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying.
My village, yeah.
It takes a village, bro. It takes a village because that's a tough responsibility.
I could definitely say without my aunt, my mom, and my grandmother, I would not be sitting at this nice marble countertop right here.
I will say
next to you, Chocolate Brothers.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, man. Shout out to my mom and all her sisters for helping me. My grandfather, my uncles. Appreciate y'all because now I'm that older sibling that my 2 little cousins look up to.
Yeah, shout out to my, father who wasn't there.
That's a good shout out.
Hey, that is a good shout out.
Without you not being there,
I wouldn't be where I'm at.
I want to shout out for shooting and making. I want to say I was born December 26th, so it was like around.
This fool said shoot and
making around April. He hit a shot. Without that shot that he made in probably April of 1989.
2089. Boy.
What? Okay.
So maybe we'll be back about then.
Okay. I mean, shout out to him for April of 1989 for actually hitting the shot, for doing something correct, because I'm here.
1989, boy.
Boy, I'm gonna edit that out.
No.
I do the editing. So I do want to shout him out for that because he wasn't here. That's part of the man that I am, and because my mom is here, is because of the man that I am. So they did actually went halfway to see the type of person I am right now. But
of course,
hey,
they had to go half on the baby.
They had to go half, but because he wasn't in the picture, that's also makes me want to treat my future endeavor with a lot of respect.
Your future endeavor? You trying to tell us something?
I'm not. Can y'all stop looking into the future? I don't have no.
1989.
Hey, look.
I told you I'm gonna be serious about it in 2020. That's what I'm starting.
All I know is that you gonna look for a freak to be serious with?
I'm gonna look for a little freak.
All I know is that when we hit this cruise, though, this podcast is gonna be lit.
We are, yes. So we are doing a podcast on a cruise next month. So be on the lookout for that. And for the people that was on my back about not doing the podcast last week, I want to cuss you out, but I'm gonna just say I'm sorry. I just didn't feel like doing it. We back today, but this was episode 4. Yeah. Absent Fathers of Sippin and Trippin. I am your co-host, Miguel. I'm so lonely, Turley. This is Daniel, Sexual Chocolate Randolph, and that's my other co-host over there, Devan. What's your nickname?
Flight. Because I know you want to go somewhere different.
Hot Cocoa?
No.
Oh.
This the other co-host, D White, a.k.a. Flight. And like always, we appreciate everybody taking the time out to listen to our podcast.
And I want to say, if you are listening on YouTube or Facebook, the intro song was Sauce by Jonathan J. Horn.
All right, yeah. Go and check him out. J. Horn. Homesick 4 is on the way. He got a new video up off his new album. Y'all go and check him out.
Isn't it called Pretty Toes?
It's called Pretty Passion.
Oh, Pretty Passion. I thought it was Pretty Toes.
So y'all go ahead and check it. His passion is toes.
He do like toes.
He do like toes. Yeah. But y'all go and check him out. Jay Horn on YouTube. Like Miguel said, the intro song was Sauce by Jay Horn. Y'all check him out. Got some great music, great rapper. So, but like always, we appreciate everybody that's tuning in to us. We appreciate everybody that mess with us the long way. And 4 episodes in, man, y'all just keep tuning in. Hit that subscribe on Apple or Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast at. And we greatly appreciate the love, man. Anything else y'all got to say?
I'm ugly.
Y'all
have a good night.
And we out.